This is Celebrate at 19 Hawthorne, the podcast, where we explore the creative process of planning your wedding. Okay, guys, welcome back. This is our 6th episode.
Crazy.
And we today are going to discuss hair and makeup. So this is our first split episode. So we have Lori with us from El Marie Hair, and then Hayley joining us for the second half of the episode. So Lori, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I started in 2017. I've always been very artistic. I had some scholarships to OSU for art that I had done in high school.
I did not know that.
Creative kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah. I didn't really want to sit behind a desk all day. And my cousin actually does bridal hair. And she kind of said, hey, why don't you try doing hair? It's hands-on. You get to talk to people. You get to be around people all day long. If you don't like it, you can at least still do it while you go and pursue a different option. So that's kind of...
Now, and we can throw in a cooler connection because isn't she also related to Ashley Ray?
Yes, it's Ashley's sister.
Yes,
Okay.
so which is who we interviewed a couple episodes ago. So like you had some connections with the wedding industry already that kind of, so you got to have like a peek into it and see that you liked it.
Yeah.
So how long did you do like salon hair before you started venturing into the wedding side of it?
I really got into doing weddings when I was in school.
Okay.
Just any wedding that I could find just to kind of get my hands on hair and start like further advancing while I was young. That way, once I was out of school, I could kind of just book things without being nervous about it. I would practice on mannequins.
Yeah.
I would buy wigs and put them on people and do braids and
That's awesome.
all sorts of stuff and take pictures of it and yeah.
Because I think when you started in the wedding industry, like, or at least when I met you in your journey, that is when like it was lots of like big braided, like the big braided cascades and like all of that stuff. And like now we're way
it's
past
coming
that.
back.
It is.
It is,
It is
yeah.
coming back. But you obviously, the cool part is that you specialize in bridal. So, which I think is really important to mention because a lot of hairstylists don't even want to touch weddings because of like the stress and all of that. So like, what sets you apart and what makes you like doing bridal hair?
I like the strict schedule of it.
Yes.
Honestly. I like that it's kind of go, go, go.
Yeah.
I work really good on a schedule.
Yeah.
And I mean, you get a wedding done and you're done with your workday. For me, at least. Not for you guys. But
No,
me,
I drop and go. High five.
Tell us a little bit about, okay, so we're talking about schedules and things. Tell us a little bit about like the bridal hair timeline. So like, when do you like to connect with a bride, get it on the books, and then figure out when you're going to do like your test or your, I don't know what they call that, but your sample style, and then kind of like day of. How does that work?
I always tell them to book as soon as possible.
Right, exactly. With every vendor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a wedding for this year that I've had booked since, I think, 2021.
Nice.
So she knew that they were going to get married, and she's been my client, wanted me to do her hair, obviously.
Right.
And it's an October wedding, so busy time of the year.
Yeah.
Normally, I typically try to have them schedule a trial 4 to 6 weeks out from a wedding.
Trial. That's
And
the
when
word.
do you do the trial?
I do the trial at the salon that I work at Locks in Lima. And what was your other question?
Like,
You asked when, where?
Where?
yeah, where and like when? So how far in advance to do the bridal trial?
4 to 6 weeks before the wedding. I typically say 4 to 6 weeks because if I do a trial a year out from your wedding or even 6 to 3 months out from your wedding, I'm doing so many other weddings in between that, and I do work full time in the salon. So I'm not really going to remember.
Right.
I mean, exactly what I did. I can take all the pictures and videos, but your hair also changes in that amount of time.
Right.
People are normally coming in every 4 to 8 weeks to get their hair color and cut, and so you're going to have a change in your actual hair. I kind of like to do it in that short time span before the wedding.
Cool. So on an average day, how many? Well, first of all, do you do not clients, like people that aren't in
Yes.
your chair regularly? Do you
Yeah.
do their bridal
Yep.
hair? Okay. So you don't have to be your main client in there, which is really important because some people only do their
Yeah.
clients.
And
So
will you do bridesmaids' hair as well? Like
Yes.
if you come, you'll do
Yep.
their hair and bridesmaids. Okay,
Yep.
perfect.
Bride, bridesmaids, moms, grandmas, flower girls.
what's the most you've done in a day?
By myself, I think 14 or 15.
Wow.
Which we obviously had a longer timeline.
Yeah.
Typically, I like to stick to 12 by myself.
That's crazy.
I normally work
though.
on, yeah. Which I was a lot slower, obviously, in the beginning.
Yeah.
But now just like knowing little tricks and how to get the hair stay better in a quicker amount of time. I normally work on like half hour per non-bride.
Okay.
And I typically book out an hour for the bride just to have that extra
Time, yeah, you want
time.
a little bit.
Yeah.
So day of, they come, they're in their cute little nightgowns, their matching robes. They normally start, depending on the ceremony time, is obviously you back everything up, but they're normally starting somewhere between like 7, 8, and 9 in the morning. The bride doesn't normally go first.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about like that, what that morning landscape looks like. Obviously, first time brides, like they don't know these things. What does a typical morning from a hair perspective look like for people in the chair?
I typically say to do bridesmaids first, anyone with hair up, and then the half up, all the way down, stick those bridesmaids towards the end. I do prefer to do the bride at least second to last or third to last. Just so, I mean, she's going to be running around doing a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
If anything gets messed up or she sees something and she wants to fix it, then that way I have time to fix it and I haven't packed up all my stuff and left. And then they're just
Right.
like,
Right.
what do I do?
And then like flower girls last,
Yeah,
just because
absolutely.
they're little, obviously. Okay.
Yep.
So timeline is kind of feeling like that. Now, from a perspective of, because this is obviously hair and makeup, are those happening simultaneously? Like, are people moving straight from hair to makeup? Or are they some people getting their makeup and then hair? Like, how does that work?
Normally they switch back and forth.
Okay.
I don't really have a preference on whether you do hair or makeup first. Some people do. I think I've learned to work around, like if they have their makeup done, I'm not going to stick a clip right in their face.
Right.
So it messes their forehead up.
Right.
But I feel like, I mean, for the rest of the bridal party, it doesn't
Right.
really matter.
We're kind of just snapping through it. Like
And I kind
we're-
of go off a bride's preference too.
Yeah.
Whatever she wants to do.
That's really cool. I didn't realize, I guess I didn't think about having her in there in your chair a little bit earlier because, yeah, she's going to put the gown on after she does her hair. And if it gets messed up, like you're still there. But
Yeah.
that's also why you hire a professional, right? Somebody that can think about that timeline in their head and it's not going to be like, bride's last, I bust out. Good luck.
Yeah.
Like, I hope it goes well. So,
Well, and more, I think with the venues that are having the bridal suites and other places, you're coming and doing their hair on site or at the church or whatever is the case. Why do you like working here? Because you're here a lot. We see
Yeah.
your face
Yeah.
very many Saturday
Yes.
mornings.
Honestly, I will say I do love you. That is a big part of it. I feel like the staff is very welcoming. I've never had or felt brushed off. And I mean, obviously, hair and makeup doesn't take up the largest portion of a wedding day. And I do feel like sometimes at other venues or other places, it's just kind of been like, here you go, do your thing, and then leave.
And we try to make it special. Like
Yes.
every part of your day, we try to make it a celebration. So a lot of our brides will opt to do like a mimosa bar, and they
Yeah.
always make sure that they try to include the hairstylist in
Yeah.
that and the makeup artist, and
Oh, that's
everybody is
sweet.
sipping their mimosas in the morning. And we try to make it special in the morning because it's still part of your day. Like
Yeah.
if your day doesn't start well, it's probably not going to go well the rest of the
Yeah.
day. So
Right.
ideally, good start to the day
Yes.
is always important.
well, and most of us other vendors don't even go back into the bridal
Mm-hmm.
suite because it's so crazy and hectic. Like,
I try to stay out of the bridal suite. It's insane in there.
Like I used to try to like knock and be like, "Hey, I'm the cake lady. I'm leaving. Here's a picture of your cake. Like,
You
so
get,
you
like,
can check it out."
hairspray in your eyeball.
But now I'm just like, like Yeah, somebody's throwing on a dress, somebody's doing all that stuff, and you're just like living in that. Like that's where you're at all day, that seems
How
so
many
stressful.
gallons of hairspray do you think you inhale on a wedding day?
I have that Kenra 25 stocked up in my back room in my house.
Gotta love the hairspray.
So, what are some advice that you would give to your brides and your couples, just about their wedding day and using you in general?
Using me in general?
Yeah.
Well, like I said earlier, just book. But that's, I mean, my advice for everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Book
book
early.
as soon as you know.
For anybody that you really want.
Yes.
No matter what. Yeah.
I still occasionally will have someone message me. Like I think I had someone message me last week and they were like, hey, do you have any availability for July or something like that? And I was like, I mean, I was supposed to be off that weekend, but I have a hard time feeling like I'm putting someone out if I'm available.
Right.
And I'm young.
Yeah.
So
Well, and I think that also people need to understand when you shorten that booking window with you, with me, with you, like, okay, like I know some people like, okay, if you call me 2 months ahead of time, you're probably not going to get a cake tasting. So like, do you ever do a wedding where like you haven't had time to do a bridal trial?
yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And you do travel as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just have like an in general travel fee when it comes to that.
Book you to go to Cancun.
Yeah.
Right? Is right?
Yeah. So how have you stayed relevant in this industry? So first of all, Lori has a whole bunch of awards. So she
Tell us the awards.
Yeah,
Give
tell
your
us
list.
some of the
Give your
awards.
list.
They're really impressive.
So when I was a student in school, which was 2018, I got nominated for, the Cosmoprof License to Create Awards,
Okay.
which it was technically for color, but it was on an updo.
Okay.
And then I also got nominated in their updo category.
Nice. And that's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Especially still being in school.
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
It's
And
like
I
the
did.
Oscars of hair.
And I did win. I won that one. I also got nominated for Behind the Chair with an updo. That was my
Okay.
very first Behind the Chair.
ooh.
And that was my goal when I was in school, was to just get nominated.
Yeah.
For Behind the Chair. I'd always wanted to do it. I followed them. I followed
Yeah.
all of their stuff, subscribed to their education, and just going to that show as a little kid in beauty school with no money.
Yeah.
I mean, in watching the classes and seeing all these people that I followed that have hundreds of thousands of followers.
Right. Huge careers.
Yes, and
yeah.
from different countries, I mean, was very inspiring.
Yeah.
And then 2019, I got nominated again. It was still my student work,
Yeah.
but I had been licensed at that time. And I won that year, which was a huge
Yeah.
shock for me. Just,
It wasn't a shock for anybody else. She does really, really great hair.
I feel like I'm a very humble person.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's hard to talk about these
Right.
things. So that was just out of this world for me.
Or you're just super sweet. That could be it.
Because look, she was winning these like ba-bam, 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 like one right after
Yeah.
the
And I
other.
think Lori
Like,
has done every styled shoot bride that we've ever done.
Yeah.
I
Here
agree.
at Hawthorne.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, I think so. Every
have.
single one. Since the
Lori's
very
done
beginning.
almost until I started having to like branch out to Columbus and stuff, like starting to drive a little bit farther. Lori's pretty much done all of the hair.
She's the queen
For
of
any
bridal
style,
hair.
yeah. So I'm the queen of cake style shoots around here. You're the queen of bridal style shoots around here. So like that's impressive. Like that's a big deal. So
Yeah. And then obviously 2020, nothing happened then.
dun dun dun.
Yeah.
There's our sound effect noise.
I can't remember the exact years or how many times.
Yeah.
I've been nominated for Behind the Chair 9 times total, including that
crazy.
win. Last year was, I got 4 of them last
Yeah.
year.
And how long have you actually been in the industry? 9 years. Like, have you gotten nominated every year?
Got licensed in 2018, started school in 2017.
So almost. Yeah, that's impressive. Kudos to you.
That's super cool. Girl, don't be humble about that. That's impressive. You should be proud of that. You should definitely be proud of that. So what's the one that stands out the most to you that you're like, that's the one that like I want to hang up in the salon?
I mean, that behind the chair win was pretty.
Yeah.
That was pretty nice. I think there were over 500,000 entries.
That's crazy. So I get my hair done at the salon that she has a booth at. And I mean, I love walking in there and you're like opening like Kenra sent you a package or like I think that's so cool. Like that's just such a cool thing because we are from Lima, Ohio. You live out in the country where we all live.
Yeah.
Like I think that's such a big thing that we need to highlight is for where we're at in Lima, there is an impressive amount of creative people in a very small radius that are some of the best in Ohio and also some of the best in the country. And I think that's such a cool thing to do. Like, there's not a lot of people that have the awards that you have. And she's a baby at such a young age. And I think that's such a cool thing. Like, you're my friend. I'm impressed.
So besides doing hair, before we go back to hair, how do you stay inspired? Like where are you finding inspiration? Is it always just with hair, or it sounds like there's a creative side there? Like what else are you doing?
I mean, honestly, besides working all the time, I am kind of boring. And
That's okay.
No,
You're allowed to
they're
be.
refinishing a house
Yeah.
and doing like all kinds of stuff.
I do sit in bed and watch videos.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like it keeps my mind fresh.
Yeah.
I say that social media can be an evil place,
Right.
which it can be, but I also think that it's good for creatives.
Right. Especially creatives out in the boondocks.
Yeah,
Correct.
You know, like that's how
Yes.
because isn't that how you submit some of your awards is
Yep.
through like tagging them?
Yep.
That's crazy.
And also Lori's family, super involved in the You Matter.
Yes.
Because of your brother and your family, you guys have started this giant now national campaign that's
Yep.
everywhere. So if you've ever seen the You Matter signs in a yard or the You Matter shirts, like that is Lori's family. So I mean that keeps you inspired, I'm sure, as well. And you know, you want to make people feel good about themselves, which is why you do what you do. Like every day you get to spin somebody around and that's
Make 'em feel
potentially the
pretty.
prettiest they look
Yeah.
that week.
Yeah, that was honestly my biggest push. My brother passed away when I was in beauty school. I was only, I think, 3.5, 4 months in. And it, I mean, shocked me, obviously. And I think that was kind of, I took my little leave, debated on not going back.
Really?
But I think that really kind of pushed me to want to stay in because I was like, I can touch people in a way that no one else can.
Yeah, you're touching lives
Yeah.
when they're in your chair.
And I truly feel like soulful connections with people every single day.
Yeah.
And I don't ever want if I can be the one person that makes someone feel like they want to stay in this world, that's what I want to do.
Well, and just the power of human touch. I mean,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
very few things where we actually get to physically like reach out and touch people now. Like
Yeah.
you're literally all up in their hair, having a conversation, you know, making them feel good about themselves for an hour or two every day, which is amazing.
And I definitely think my situation has opened up a lot of my clients just every single day to tell me what they have going on in their lives, their hardships. And I feel like I pride myself on not telling people's information and
well, most people's
gossiping.
beauticians are secretly their therapist. I mean, like,
Yes.
A million times
You should
over.
wear a shirt that says that.
Million
Like,
times over.
beautician/therapist.
The amount
Yeah.
of stuff I tell my hair girl is just out of this world. Like,
yes. But I do feel like people are comfortable in that space.
Yeah.
I mean, being able
Right.
to open up, just knowing what me
the
and my
hardships
family
that
have
you've gone through. Right,
Yes.
right. Because that's something that's still not like super easy to talk about. So to have somebody that's gone through that situation, like that opens the door. Like that opens the door to that safety. And I think that's really cool. And I'm so impressed by you and just all of the hair girls because you literally talk to people for 8, 10, 12 hours a day. And like that is just like I'm an extrovert, but I'm an introvert. So like I don't know how you handle that. like all day long.
And when it comes to bridal hair, it's always changing. It's always evolving.
Yeah.
Obviously, hair trends are always evolving constantly. Like, it's so much fun to go back and look at some of these pictures on our walls and see how the hair was then.
Yeah.
80s hair, with
Yeah.
the big hats and the cowboy, hats and the floppy hats with hair. So tell us about, from a trend-wise, like, what are you seeing come down the line? Because obviously Northwest Ohio gets things a little later.
Yeah.
But, like, what are you seeing from a standpoint of, like, the next couple of years hair trends that you're excited about?
So, I mean, like you said, when I first came in, it was the big braids.
Like the waterfall braid,
Yes.
like huge.
When I was just going through my camera roll for the bridal show, I went all the way back because I was like, let's compare then to now. And it was just a ton of braids.
Yeah.
I think just because that's when I came in to the industry, I have a soft spot for the boho, the big, the chunky. I feel like it's toned down a little bit.
Yeah, not as elaborate.
Yes.
Like a little bit more clean now.
I had a lot of brides last year do very like sleek, whether it was the glam waves with the sleek in the front or like a sleeker bun.
Yeah.
But I do feel like this year I'm starting to get my trials down.
Yeah.
And they're going back into the bigger
Yeah.
boho.
I always say that hair trends follow home trends. And home trends right now are very, like, all the extra, all the fluff, all the wainscoting, all the plaid, like,
Well, I think
cottage
we're going
core
that
is
way,
huge.
like in weddings in general.
Comfort.
Like
People want
color,
comfort.
Yeah, color mismatch things, like the not black white.
Yeah. And
Which
hair,
I love me a good black and white.
we know. That's April's dream wedding, black and white wedding.
Love them slick, but I also love the eclectic, and I think that that's so cool that like it affects all of it. Like it all changes simultaneously
It
throughout.
literally follows all the way through
Yeah.
to your hair and nails and makeup, which is
crazy.
incredible.
So we kind of talked about your pre-wedding timeline of how you like to have like that trial 4 to 6. So how do you decide when you need to show up? What, like, is that a time that you give your couples? Is that what the planner or the photographer does? Like, do you make that up?
I'd always rather have extra time than not enough.
Yeah.
I'm always early.
Love
I'm
it.
always very early. I would rather sit in a parking lot for a half hour and wait for people to roll in than to get there right on time.
I've never heard Lori be late. I've never had a bride say Lori's late, ever.
Yeah.
So she's not like us.
I am but like I said earlier, I love working on a schedule.
Yeah.
And I love a strict schedule. My bridal kit, the way that I have it set up, I can be set up in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So even if like we're supposed to start hair at 9 and the venue doesn't unlock the doors until 9, I can get in there, set my stuff up, and be
You're
ready
ready.
for someone.
By
crazy
9:05. That's awesome. So if someone wants to get a hold of you to get their hair done for bridal or potentially just become your client, where do they find you? What are your socials? Like, how do I find Lori?
So my socials, they're under Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I mean, don't reach out to me on TikTok.
We get
main
on
socials,
TikTok when we're
right.
like really bored.
Yeah. But it's under El Marie Hair, all one word. Hair has 2 R's because hair with 1 R was already taken when I
Boo.
made my, I have my link tree on
Nice.
all of that, and all of my websites are on it. My bridal portfolio with all the information, sample contracts, my booking website with my phone number, my email. It's
All that
all
jazz.
linked on there.
Perfect.
How do you prefer to get? Would you prefer to receive a phone call or an email? I don't like emails; they get lost. So, like, what do you prefer? How they reach out to
I
get a
do
hold
not
of you?
like emails either.
Yeah.
I actually prefer a phone call or a text.
Okay.
So
Because
Perfect.
you are creative. You want to hear their voice.
So
You want to talk to them.
what is your? I know it's about you like strict timelines, but like we love weddings because we love love. Like, what's the reason why you like being a part of the wedding industry?
So, I do love. I guess I should have answered that better when you asked the first time, because it's not just, I love doing weddings because I like to work on a strict schedule. No, I like the difference, the change of scenery from like the everyday.
Yeah.
I also have always said I am the one person that is doing all of this for someone on their biggest day of
Yeah.
their lives. And I feel like it's a very special, again, touching someone, being
Yeah.
a part of that very intimate moment with them.
The trust that's
Yes.
there.
Yeah. That's a
so
big
cool.
thing to me.
So you are also getting ready to get married.
Hopefully.
Escape, run away, and get married.
Hopefully.
I'm
Tell
doing the
us-
cake.
We're going to do our rapid fire questions.
Okay.
And you can do this for your current wedding, or you can do your dream wedding that no one can afford right now because everything's too expensive. So, if you were to get married, besides 19 Hawthorne, because we know that ideally we'd love to have you here, where would you get married?
I have been very stuck on Southern Utah, eloping. I want to
Ooh,
elope.
that would be your vibe.
I do want to come back here and have a reception at 19 Hawthorne, though.
That's right.
Wedding colors.
If it's out there, I really, all black,
Yes.
naturally, for me. Or like a deep green or a deep navy.
Nice.
I feel like those would look really pretty.
Something weird, crazy, fun that you want to do on your wedding day that you've either seen someone do or that you just want to do because you think it would be fun.
I have a friend who they did not read their vows at their wedding. They went on their honeymoon, went into a secluded area, and read their vows to each other.
Aww.
And
So cute.
I know, I mean, that's obviously kind of like eloping. But
Yeah.
going into a special place, just the two of us, and being able to read those words to each other, I think would,
I'd cry like a big old baby.
I know. Yeah.
I've never heard of that though. That's
Yeah, that's fun.
I've seen a lot
That's
more people doing
sweet.
that lately too.
yeah.
What do you think, other than hair, is the most important part of the wedding day?
The photographer.
Good answer.
And the cake.
You don't have to say that just
You don't
because
have to say
April's
the cake,
here.
but I do love you for that.
The photographs
Yeah.
are the only thing that lasts.
I would spend an insane amount of money on a photographer because, yeah,
I never got my wedding photos. I never got my full album. It's a big
makes me
deal.
want to cry.
It's okay. But yeah, I mean, it's important. You have to pick the right person
Yeah.
because that's like the one time when all of your family's together. You know, like it's a big deal. You gotta pay.
Well, and wedding pictures last,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
It's important.
Chad, of course, he has all those. You did it.
You survived. That wasn't too scary, right?
You did
All right,
fabulous.
thank you
Yes.
so much. And
Thank
now we're
you.
going to talk about makeup.
Yeah. On to the next.
Celebrate everything at 19 Hawthorne Wedding and Event Venue. Centrally located in the heart of Northwest Ohio, 19 Hawthorne is the place to welcome family and friends as you celebrate life's most important moments. Our mission is to create sophisticated luxury in a timeless, natural setting. Our desire is to drive the creative spirit forward, creating an environment that guests will remember for years to come. When you and the people you love celebrate with us, together we establish unforgettable memories. Create the perfect day of joy and celebration. Learn more at 19hawthorne.com. So now we are back.
Yes.
Part 2, hair and makeup. This is makeup. Haley.
Yes.
Hallie? Haley.
Haley,
I have a
yep.
niece, Hallie. So
yes.
I always mix up the two. And she is with Hallie? No, Haley.
Haley
Gosh,
Palmer.
I'm going to call you
Haley
Haley
Palmer.
like 3 times. Haley Palmer Makeup.
Yep.
And based out of Bill Fountain. You
Yes.
live in Bill Fountain.
My in-home studio is in Buff Fountain, but I freelance all over.
Okay, so like all over
on
the
site,
state, all
yep.
over the country.
I'm mainly in Columbus, but everybody keeps pulling me out here, and I'm happy
Yes.
to
I
come
love
this
it.
way. I'm like,
I
it's
throw her
45
name
minutes.
out all the time. I know
All over the
Lori
world,
does
right?
too.
Well, it's
Yes.
like all my vendors that I really know out here in some ways, so excited to come on out. So
Perfect. So April, I'm going to let you take the lead because I obviously need makeup, but I don't wear a lot of it.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and just throw it out there. I adore you. We know that. But I just had a makeup lesson from her. You can get like a one-on-one makeup lesson, and it has totally changed my game. Like, it was such a fun experience.
well, you're so fun, so it just made it really
was,
fun.
It was really cool.
She doesn't get as scared about full glam anymore.
Yeah, like it was a really cool experience, and that's why I was instantly like, we definitely have to put your name in the hat for this because I I get so many compliments now, and it's just really cool. So I've got to throw it out for that. But tell us about yourself and how you decided to pick this career path. How did you become a bridal makeup artist?
So I feel like I got into it before it was ever a thing. So I got into it about 19 years ago, almost 20 years.
Nice.
So I was in college at UC, and I was just praying about what I wanted to do. And I was like, I just want to be a wife and a makeup artist. And everybody's like, what? No.
Because that wasn't a thing then,
No,
right?
you can't do that.
Unless
you
you
know,
like work in California.
and it's like so funny because I just had the vision. Like I just knew what I wanted to do. And so everybody just kept fighting me. And I was like, no, I'm just going to be a wife and a makeup artist. So I moved to Toronto when I was 19 to makeup school. And I've learned really quickly that I didn't love the city. I was like, oh my gosh, there's just like you're on the subway and nobody's looking at each other. And you go to the grocery store and you don't know people. You know, people are always bashing small towns. And I'm like, no, there's a whole glory here that we just forget about. So I moved back to Ohio and was a Mac artist and built up my freelancing.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it ever since.
That's so cool. So I know we touched that you were from Bell Fountain.
Yes.
So just to retouch on that. So you have an in-home studio where you can do like your one-on-ones. Is that also where you do your bridal trials?
Bridal trials and lessons are usually there, any kind of events. But other than that, I travel on site for all the weddings, photo shoots, commercials, whatever. So.
That's so cool. So how does a potential bride get a hold of you? How do they start the process?
The best way to get a hold of me is going to HayleyPalmerMakeup.com and filling out the inquiry form from there. Just the inquiry in general just really helps me narrow down, you know, if I have time that day, if I'm going to be in that location, I can make it work, you know, or whatever else. But as soon as they get booked, or as soon as they get booked their wedding date and venue, then call me.
Yeah, right?
Let's go.
So you do a lot of weddings. You are very busy. What is your do makeup artists, do you have like a style of makeup that you're known for? I personally think that it's very like clean, like gorgeous glam. Like that's what I got from my makeup lesson. Like it's not overly like crazy, smoky, like over the top. It's very like you look like you, but just stunning, like very clean. Is that how you feel like you say your style is?
I would say my style is like the best of you.
Okay.
And I just love like designing and creating over people. I'm not going to follow trends and stuff like that because I'm not going to have you looking like, oh, that's 2025 makeup.
Right. And you can tell like what year you got married because what
2016.
what wing you got.
Yeah. Drag on Women 2016, you know? Like, no.
So how do you stay inspired and constantly staying relevant in something? There are a lot of makeup artists and there are a lot of people. There are I'll say makeup artists. You know, you are a professional. This is what you do as your career. There's no other side gig. Like this is what you do. So how have you earned your spot there and how do you stay there?
I feel like the biggest thing for me is I just over deliver.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say, you know, whatever, but if you book me, it's like your morning is going to go so seamless, peaceful, smooth. I want your photographer to come, be so inspired and not stressed. I want every vendor coming in where it's just flawless. You feel amazing and you're not worn out by the time it's, you know, the wedding day starts.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that I put in, like as far as intentional detail that people don't think about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As far as like, yeah, it's just makeup. No. It's the delivery room back there.
Yeah.
You know, and you're getting ready and you have all these people around you and you want to feel beautiful after a week of a million questions.
Right.
So, yeah, I just love to create a really great, peaceful atmosphere, and I love for it to come alive.
Because it's not usually peaceful back there.
No.
Like it can be very hectic.
I love the
so
delivery.
that's my number one.
Like that's a great
That's
analogy.
my big thing. I'm really pushing it. Like if you want chaos and, you know, everybody drunk at 10 a.m., don't hire me.
Yeah.
Because that's not cute. I want a Vogue vision. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Where everybody's seamless across the board and it's beautiful and their eyes are open. And so I just tell my brides, you know, like being at a 10 at 7 a.m. for 12 hours is completely unrealistic.
Right.
Stretch, you know, chill out. enjoy those moments. Reserve that energy for when you're, first look walking down the aisle. Then by all means, go for it. Have fun. But then you have the energy for it, know? So,
well, and you can still get a mimosa bar, but that doesn't mean you have to drink 6 of them. Like, I think that's a big part of it. And that's something that we really haven't touched on in the podcast is how special that room is back there.
It's really...
And, like, that's your time with your girls,
I even have, like, hey, I love you guys getting, like, really special gifts that can make you cry, but that's in the morning.
That's when we all arrive.
Like, your hives and your tears belong it right away. Do not come from me when you sit down in the makeup chair and legit. Like bring it. And I'm like, no, this is not the time. You had 4 or 5 hours. So again, little details that just pay off.
Right.
So timeline.
Yes.
Let's talk about timeline. Like, if you're going to do gifts in the morning, do them early in the morning. If they're going to give you a scrapbook, do it early in the morning.
Right, from your 20-year friendship.
Like, don't be doing that after I just spent money on good makeup.
That's
I'm
legit.
like, by all means, cry. Get it all out. Have that moment. Hive out. And then, a few more hours to chill out and I got your makeup.
Yeah, I think it's so funny they'll present it to them while they're getting their makeup done. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, this is not the moment. Please.
So advice how many people do you normally do in a setting? Like, what is your typical or your preferred?
I'm probably an average of 7 to 8 faces. Okay. I'm quick because I've done it for so long and I know my timelines. So I'm not afraid to take 10 people on at all, as long as they give me the time.
Yeah.
So as long as I have the time frame, I'm like, let's go.
Yeah. Now, is that something that you set and you then give your timeline to the photographer?
Yeah. So I actually asked for the photographer's timeline first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to know what time she wants everybody ready by. Again, I want her inspired, or he.
Right.
And coming in feeling great. So I asked, what time do you want everybody done? Then I back it up a little bit from there. It's because, bathroom breaks, put on the dress, blah, blah, blah. And so then from there, I mark everything out.
Okay. And now, from the moment that the bride gets out is she the last one that you do makeup on?
No, because if she's last, everybody's getting ready and she can't relax.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, I'm a psycho about this.
I love
it.
And so I usually have her second to last or third to last.
Okay.
I put the person last that she doesn't enjoy the most.
Oh.
And I'm not talking about like you don't enjoy them as a person. They're just a lot of energy for you that day. So I'm like, if anybody is a lot for you, we're just gonna put them last because you're already getting it dressed.
That's legit.
Because
so just you get to be completely finished, and then if you want to put on your dress and then sit down for a second, like you can do that because she's getting her face done.
And then you can say, you don't need to be here till 12:30. Yeah.
I like that. That's legit. I would have never, that's nothing that I've never had to think about.
You could really love them, but they can just be too much for that day.
Right. And and if you have a certain vibe that you're wanting for that day or something, you still want that person to be important and be there, but like maybe not all day.
Not all day. And that's okay.
And just know that if you do get asked to go last, it's not because you're the most hated.
It's
sometimes.
not that.
You're not hated. You're not hated.
I rarely have that. So,
so it feels like to me you have a little bit of like fashion background, like that a little bit about that world. What is like your background? Like what are some of the bigger projects and things that you do outside of the wedding world?
I just am attracted to anything with the design, from fashion to anything creative, jewelry, house designs, all of that. I just love
her house
creating.
Is immaculate. No. It's so cool. Like, and she just redid it all. Like, it's absolutely stunning in there, and in such a cool vibe though, and such a piece, very glamorous, but still like you feel like you can sit down. Like it's not like I can't touch that.
Right.
Them teenagers, I gotta make it practical. Right. So no, I just am always attracted to beauty, honestly, and creating beauty anywhere I go. It's just art to me. Yeah.
So I know you said that you don't necessarily follow trends because you like to just make them the best version of themselves. But what trends are you seeing in the makeup world that you're like, I like that. Like that can stay maybe that's not going to age well on camera.
Yeah. I feel like I'm actually on trend for the first time in my career.
Right, it's
I
very
just when I heard you say it, I
glamorous.
was like French, like
Yeah.
whatever they're calling
Yes.
it, like
Yep.
low, like just letting the person be the
Yes.
person is what's
Yeah.
really trendy right
Yeah.
now.
Right.
And I feel like I'm just like, oh, that's what I've been doing for 18 years.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, yeah, very natural, elegant, clean. Again, bridal makeup's, a little different. It's a little more enhanced depending on your photographer's editing style. So
Yeah.
all of that goes into it. So
And I think that's so important. Like you literally just brought up, like if you have a photographer who shoots everything dark
Yeah.
and their style
Yeah.
is dark, then most likely the makeup artist is going to be affected by that because they're going
Absolutely.
to lighten things
Yes.
and change shadows and highlights. Like it's very important to send your photographer's
Yes.
photos to your makeup artist. Nobody thinks of that.
it's the first thing I
Right. It's a
ask
big deal.
in the consultation is I need to see the editing, and I could say a lot of things about that, but I'll just say
I mean, it's a real
it is
thing.
real. It's
Yeah.
really real. And, really looking at her face and skin, because sometimes people are looking at just the aesthetic of what's trending
Yeah.
versus like, hey, really look at their skin. Is it aging them? Is it
Right.
brightening them? You
Right.
know what I mean? So I feel like that, it's good to take that into consideration.
So what is I know we talked about just kind of everything was your inspiration. Is there like certain people that you follow that you get lots of inspiration from? People that like stand out to you that you're like, yes, like they breathe some life into you.
I am such a rebel on these things. And I feel like it's also like costs me time and energy, but I don't follow people.
Yeah.
I'm actually really careful about who I follow via social media because it just messes with you. And so I just feel like I stay inspired by, I don't know, honestly, people's faces.
Yeah.
Like everybody's different. And so it's just, you sit down with one person and you're just like, oh my God, I can bring this out and then I can make this part of their skin come alive. And I just look at it so differently and I just don't want to be in another person's lane.
Right.
You know?
Well, and I think that's something that's important that like if I have a cake friend, I will be very honest with them and I'll be like, look, I'm nearing the end of wedding season. I am very burnout. I'm unfollowing everybody.
Yeah.
Because when I sit down on my couch, I need to be able to sit down on my
creative.
couch and like take a second. And if I open up and I'm seeing everything that you did while I'm taking a breath for 5 minutes, like I feel overwhelmed and like I'm not doing what I should be
Yeah.
doing. So
Yeah.
like I think that is a big part of it too when you live in this world and it's we've all kind of spoke about it behind the scenes. It's like, well, if I say no to that job, then somebody else is gonna get it. But like sometimes you have
Yeah.
to give yourself that space and that like
Yeah.
breath from watching everybody else do everything.
Well, and I think in general, in today's world with makeup and hair and clothing and everything, and photos, like so much trend sneaks into that
Yes.
anyways that like you are just trying to create something timeless.
Yes.
So in 20 years, they still look like
Yep.
your mom or
Yeah.
your aunt or your wife
Yep.
or your spouse or your best friend. Like that is the trend. Timeless
absolutely.
is the trend.
Yeah.
Like, and I always use that when I was a photographer. Like, I don't want you in the latest trend of like, hey, what are the coolest jeans? Like, I want the pair of jeans that you're the most comfortable in because that's who you are.
Right.
Like, I want your face to look like you,
Yep.
not like the 1980s. So that
Yeah.
way, when it's 2025, you're like, hi, 1980s wedding picture.
Right.
Like, and I think it was like that for a very long time in history and glamour and luxury. And we've slowly slipped into this, like, everything is so trendy, which I love a good trend. Most people do. But, like, when it comes to your wedding day, timeless elegance
Absolutely.
is
Yeah.
that
your
should
face.
be the trend.
Yeah. Your
Yep.
face should look like your face. Your face should look like your face.
I'm not creating a new nose or anything.
Like, let your flowers be trendy.
Yes.
Let your dress
Yeah.
be trendy because those things do follow the trend.
Yeah.
But when it comes to you looking like you just want to be timeless.
Absolutely.
So we did talk to Lori and earlier about hair and stuff. So how do you guys work together? Do you have a certain way that like, do you like them to do hair first? Do you like to do makeup first? Is it kind of just like we move them through?
Well, I always create a timeline, and I think Lori does too, with each person's name and what they are. So I really try to stick to that. But our thing usually when I'm working with Lori is as long as there's somebody in the seat.
Yeah, right. As
Like,
long as we're
I don't even
continuing.
care. Just put somebody in the seat. Let's go. 'Cause
Yeah.
What
I
is
gotta
your
stay on timeline.
preference, though, from a bride? Like, not necessarily the bridesmaids, because that just happens. But from the bride herself, do you prefer hair to be done first and then makeup, or makeup and then hair?
I honestly don't have a preference. It really comes down to how their hair is styled. So that's usually what I ask. It's if there's a lot of tendrils in the front, and that's harder for me to push back and then get in there. So at that point, I'm like, let me have makeup first. So
Right.
Yeah.
other than that, I'm pretty chill with it.
So it really kind of depends on hairstyle for the day.
Well, and I thought I was really surprised when Lori said it, and now you've backed it up as well. Is like I always figured the bride was the last one, but it does make sense. Like it gives you guys time to after she puts on her dress and all of that, you're still there, you're doing somebody else, but like that way, if you need to touch up anything because she put on her dress and it
Yeah.
swiped her face, like you're still there, you're still present, you're able to still help out before you head out.
Yep. And like I usually put the mother-in-law last. She's not in those pictures right away.
Yeah.
So it just is like she's outside the timeline. You know what I mean? So I'm always just like, but she wants to be a part of it, obviously.
Right.
So that
And
always
she can
is-
also then do tasks that morning.
Yep.
Like, because you do need
busy bee tasks,
You
yeah.
do need
Yep.
your mom and your mother-in-law, future mother-in-law, to complete some tasks that morning
Yep.
that you can't do. So by usually kind of putting them either, like sometimes I've seen moms go first, so then they can do all the tasks.
there you go.
And then mother-in-laws last, so they can do tasks, or like make sure the boys are tended to before.
Acting
like,
right,
It's
yeah.
important.
I just have this thing though with the moms. I don't know if it's because my daughter, is 15, but I just have this like heart where I just want to serve them to my best ability, and see them. Like I always offer trials to the moms as well, but I always just can't
that's so
imagine,
sweet.
a mom getting her makeup done on her daughter's wedding day and then hating it.
Right.
Like that'd be horrible. So I'm always just like really tender towards them, and I want them to feel so beautiful next to their daughters. Because it's like,
that's so special.
well, I mean, you're in the picture again. Back to my Vogue vision.
Yeah.
She's all glammed and like perfect, and it's like you don't want the mom just nothing. Like she needs to be beautiful and elegant and just all that too. So the picture is seamless and just looks timeless again.
I love it. You're on it. You're on it.
Well, and something as a photographer, a past photographer, that I see in being a little too voguey. Like I'm probably the most voguey guy around. Like I have a subscription. I'm a little crazy. May 1st is my day. But like I think it's really important because I think people do flip through all those magazines all the time and they wonder like how that happens. And it's a whole vision.
Yep.
And they obviously are coming to you with a vision. You have a vision. Like, and it's not necessarily that you're trying to push your vision on them, but
Right.
create a vision together.
Right.
Like, this is how this is what I bring to the table. And if you're not right for me, like I said in the last podcast, don't book me.
Yep.
Like, if
Yep.
this is not what you want, you're not going to hurt my
Yep.
feelings.
Right.
Like, it's okay.
I take my brides through a trial activation, and because they pick out I call it a little journey, and I'm like, you picked out all these things. Now, how is this coming together? So when I sit down with them, I'm like, I want to feel this. Like I need to feel it, and then they're allowed to show me some pictures that they're attracted to. And I'm like, I would tell them, I'm like, I'm understanding your comfort zone, but I'm not taking her face and putting it on you because
Right.
you don't have the same face.
And you
Right.
can.
Yeah.
Like that you are skilled enough that you can do that, but that's not what you want to do.
No, so it's just, I love this part because again, it feels like a photo shoot where I'm like, okay, how this your lip bounces off the bridesmaid's dress here with a splash of your flower, and she's usually just sitting there like, oh, okay, yeah.
And that's really
But
how it goes
I'm
in her
like, I
makeup.
just-
Like it really, she was like, "You're spring, and I need these tones pull you out." And like so it's not like she's not gonna be like,
And when we start speaking that
Copy and
language,
paste.
people get scared. Because I did it as a photographer. Like people be like, this is the senior picture that I want. I'm like, well, that's great, but you're 5'1" and that person's 6'8". Like
No.
it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Like let's get to know you. Let's
Yeah.
reflect your personality and your vision and like what are your interests? Where do you hang out?
Totally.
Like I would always come in and ask my people like, do you want urban
Yeah.
or do you want country? 'Cause-
Right.
And some kids are both.
Yeah.
But like that's a vibe.
Absolutely.
So it's more of creating that vibe and vibing with the person and picking up on their
Yeah.
P's and Q's. And like sometimes having mom in the room
Yeah.
ain't great.
Yeah.
Like, get her out of here.
Yeah.
This is you. This is you as a 20-year-old or 19-year-old or 18-year-old. Like, same thing with a bride.
Yeah.
Like, this is your day. Let's focus on you. Let's let you be beautiful and let you feel beautiful, because then you're going to radiate that the rest of the day. And that's really important.
And like you also said, like, hiring the right people that, go with you. And it's like, if you want to shut a creative down after you've hired them for what they are, is you taking control.
Right.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
mean, everybody instantly just shuts down and you're like, oh, never mind, I'm done. And then how many times do you walk away and you go, they could have had better?
Oh, yeah.
And you're just like so disappointed because you're like, girl, if you would just have let me create, like if you had known, if you really looked at my social media or my pictures, website, whatever.
Because we show what we can do.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
we show what we can do on
Yeah.
social media. So, I mean, I feel like that's such a difference of what we have now than what was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, you're not getting handed a book anymore. Like,
Yeah.
you literally get a peek into our capabilities, our abilities, and then you're like, you glam, beautiful, gorgeous, but then they're like, no, I want a smoky eye.
Or 2016 and Playboy. I'm like, no, no, we are done.
We're not doing it.
Well, somebody said it, and I have never forgot it, and it was 15, 20 years ago, I don't even remember, that modern day wedding vendors are the artist of 200 years ago.
I love that.
Oh, there you
I
go.
love that.
And they truly are, because
No,
like,
that's so good.
the rich people of those days could hire the artist to come in and do whatever. On your wedding day, it's probably one of the most expensive
Yeah.
days of your life. Like, you're surrounding by yourself with artisans
That's so good.
who are practicing their craft.
Yeah.
And whether it's makeup
Yeah.
or photography or video, like, you are hiring an artist that you are attracted to bring the best out in you.
Yeah.
And it's such a weird way of thinking, because that's not the way cultural is today. It's, I'm hiring a caterer, I'm hiring a makeup artist, I'm hiring a cake baker. No, you're hiring an artisan team to bring
Right.
your vision
Yeah.
and the best of you to life. And blows people's mind when you say that, because
That's
they're
legit.
like, whoa.
No, I love that. Oh, it
So-
makes me feel like, I don't know, I'm in Italy.
You're like,
and I'm looking at it.
So when it comes to your timeline, booking, when do you want somebody to book to you? And then when do you like to do their trial? When do you like to do their bridal makeup trial?
So as soon as they have like their venue,
yeah.
date and all of that, they can go ahead and book. And then from there, I send out a welcome packet with a timeline. And so I like just tell them when I'd be reaching out to them for the trial. I always say 2 to 3 months out, just so I can feel, their vision.
Yeah.
And it stays fresh, because if you're getting your trial done in October and then your wedding's in June, October you're feeling cozy and you're
Right.
feeling like browns.
Yeah.
But you're not feeling like that by June.
Right.
So
Right.
I want the feel.
The life is up. The seasonal depression is gone and the life is back in.
Your trial in January, like.
So when it comes to your experience at Hawthorne, because you've done a
Yes.
wedding here,
Yes.
what about that space in this venue did you like being here for?
Okay, well, number one, because I'm usually in Columbus a lot, you're not dealing with race day and everything shut down. You are located where anybody can come right in. I don't have to have a valet. I can bring all my kit and I'll just drop it off. Come right in and park, and that's everything.
It's a big deal
I
in
don't know.
Columbus. Like the race and the
Oh,
the
it's
timeline and
miserable.
the stress. Like you have a 2-hour window to get everything done, and it's
Or
horrible.
here's a hotel room that nobody can move around. I have nowhere to put anything. Everybody's hot. There's nowhere to put food. That's terrible. And in Hawthorne, they have the right counter size where like it's not too tall for me, and so I can like actually look at my kits and I'm like, things that
Right?
no one else
No, it's
sees.
important.
I'm like, I love my counter size.
I love that. So where can we find you on socials? How do we get a hold of you?
So my Instagram is Hayley Palmer Makeup, and then my website is hayleypalmermakeup.com. TikTok, I think, is the same thing, and yeah.
Do we put like an inquiry in on the website? How do we get a hold of you to
Yeah,
book you
it
for
will go
weddings?
right into that.
Okay.
On my Instagram, it will pull up all the links, and you can just click on the inquiry and all that. So
Perfect.
super
So at
easy
the
peasy.
end of every episode with each guest,
Yes.
we do rapid fire questions.
Yes.
And this can be your wedding, it can be your dream wedding, it can be just whatever you're vibing with today. But we have a couple questions that we're going to ask you. So besides 19 Hawthorne or 19 Hawthorne, where would you get married, or where did you get married?
So I got married in a church on a Friday at 3:30 with 20 people. And if you are anything like me, where people kind of overwhelm you, that is the wrong thing to do. Go to Hawthorne, invite 500 people, and you can disappear. Let me tell you what not to do.
That's legit.
No, I'm like, I
That's
think people
legit.
think that, if you're people can overwhelm you. You don't want to. I don't want to walk down the aisle. I asked if I didn't have to. My husband's like, "Are you joking right now?" Like I was the wrong one, So then only having your parents, grandparents, siblings is even worse.
You're like,
Because
the
everybody's
gives
on
you-
me.
Yeah. Well, that's legit.
I've never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
but
So
it makes
if you are
sense.
shy, book the venue, invite 500 people, and then just disappear in that and be beautiful.
Live in the moment.
Yeah.
I love it. Wedding colors.
Oh, all whites.
All
different
white.
creams, whites, a little
Ooh.
tan. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Something besides only having 20 people at your wedding and not wanting to walk down the aisle, what's something weird or fun or something that you've seen that you think would be cool to do at a wedding?
So a year or so ago, I had a bride that got married in November. So you're thinking like, oh, fall, blah, blah, blah. And she was like a festival girl from like Colorado, like Denver area. And she hired this florist that it was the craziest flowers. And then there was like disco balls on the on the tables and like neon pink frosted. And I was just like, oh my gosh, we can totally just go outside of our season.
Yeah. Like we
don't
don't have to be stuck.
Yeah, we
Like,
can just like create a whole new Vogue vision.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, oh, if I got married, it wouldn't be according to whatever. It would be.
Have a luau in
Right.
January.
So what do you think, or from the weddings that you've seen or your own wedding, what is the most important part of the day? What's that, if you could give advice of like that moment to carve out, what would that be?
Obviously, I'm going to say like the getting ready time. I call it the birthing time.
Yeah.
Just having the right people around you
Yeah.
in that moment. So, because it sets you up for the rest of the day.
Right. It
So-
sets the vibe we talked about vibe earlier in the videography segment. Like that's
Just so
who's
that-
in that room with you
Yeah.
kind of helps set the vibe for the rest of the
And
day.
then, like, when you have that moment with your husband or that early morning cry session with your mom, you can be 100%. You can be
Yeah.
all of it.
All the emotion,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I just feel like at that point, then you can just, I don't know, just experience it all, taste it all, feel it all, and have all of that to look back on. That's just
love it.
beautiful. So
Well, thank you
thanks,
for
guys.
joining
We're
us.
so
glad
fun.
you
Thank you.
came.
Thank
Yes,
you.
we appreciate it, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for listening to Celebrate at 19 Hawthorne, the podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or anywhere else you listen to podcasts. Join us next time.